Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first episode of Art Collective Reviews. I thought it would be kind of nice to start with the Red Hot Chili Peppers, seeing as how they have a new album out June 17th titled The Getaway. I'm going to go ahead and do their entire discography in honor of that. They have 10 discs, uh, starting with their first 1984 release, The Red Hot Chili Peppers. This is a remastered version, including bonus tracks and B-sides. Um, Album is very interesting, especially if you're a Red Hot Chili Peppers fan. You go back if you haven't heard these albums and you listen to them, especially the first three, and the band doesn't sound like themselves. If we go ahead and do a detailed track by track breakdown, we can kind of get into some of that stuff. One of the biggest things is the fact that the Red Hot Chili Peppers have always been huge on funk. And this album is definitely a funk album. I mean, it's funk through and through. Really showcasing some of Flea's early bass techniques. Real intricate stuff for the first album, I'd say, on top of all the complications they had recording these albums. But track one is called True Men Don't Kill Coyotes. And it's a very strange track. Got some Western stuff going on in the background. A lot of noise and effects along with their instruments, kind of makes it sound tribal, like you'd be lost in the desert maybe and be listening to this song with your buddies. It's kind of the way it sounds, at least what they intended to record it that way. The second track, Baby Appeal, is really kind of a strange track as well, but again, it shows a lot of where the Chili Peppers were going, but a little bit of chaos on top of that as well. The third track I find pretty interesting. Buckle Down really reminds me of early Oingo Boingo, especially the main riff and just the whole new wave feel to it. I mean, it really has that funk undertone still, but it really touches the whole new wave 80s sound, which the Chili Peppers albums are always kind of genre jumping, so I can see why they did that. Get Up and Jump is probably the first track on the album that would make you think about new Red Hot Chili Peppers. It's got a bunch of verses and bass lines that sound more reminiscent of things they're capable of today, or what they choose to write today anyway. Track 5, Why Don't You Love Me, is actually a Hank Williams cover. Chili Peppers usually try to throw in a cover and album. Sometimes they don't make the cut, and then they make the Chili Peppers real extensive B-sides collection. So you can always find them on YouTube, or the bonus track versions of the remasters if you want to do that. Probably the best song on the album, in my opinion, is track 6. It's called Green Heaven. It's real progressive funk, I'd say. Real interesting track. Just one you can just throw on and, really see the difference in the Chili Pepper sound, but yet really get into the song. Track 7, I'm not a huge fan of at all. I've listened to it a few times, really tried to give it a chance, but it's called Mommy Where's Daddy? And it's got this real strange vocal pattern going with it, and the girl doing the backup vocals is just really not too great for me. Real strange idea, probably indicative of some of their drug-induced writing sessions, I would imagine, back in '84 especially. Out in LA is a good track on the album, kind of shows their fast punk flavor that they would later incorporate also into sections of their songs, as well as track 9, Police Helicopter. Track 10, You Always Sing the Same. It's one of those real fast kind of like intro outro type tracks, which I'm never a fan of. I just don't see the point in wasting 19 seconds, 10 seconds of a track, 3 seconds of a track. Anytime this happens on an album, I'm never really for it. There's exceptions, of course, but it's just really a wasted track. And the last track on the album is called Grandpappy Do Plenty, track 11. And it's purely an instrumental, but it's great. It really shows the band's range even early on in their career. And that's really the only thing I'd have to say about this album. Is it's real funky, and if you're not too into the funk aspect of the Chili Peppers, which I guess I don't know how you couldn't be if you were a fan, but if you don't dig that, I would kind of shy away from this album, as it's probably the most, as even Flea said at one point, the most unapproachable, I guess, music-wise for fans. I still enjoy a lot of it, though. I'd say it's about half good, and my rating scales usually go from 1 to 5, I don't like to get too deep or complicated with it. I don't feel the need. and I give this one about 3. You know, like I said, 3 out of 5 stars. It's real unapproachable unless you're super into funk or just musical progression and things like that. You know, with the whole genre jumping on the album. Overall, though, still a strong release for your first album, and I guess it's gone on to sell about 300,000 copies today, which is still pretty damn impressive, honestly. The next release we're going to be reviewing is Freaky Styley. It's their second release, and we'll get into that one track by track as well. Once again, thank you for watching my videos. If you actually like this album and you've heard about it or heard of it or even listened to it with a friend, own it, any of those things, I'm really interested to see what Chili Peppers fans especially feel about this album with such, you know, strange range of sounds and real difference to what they sound like today. So if, you know, any of your thoughts, anything like that, just please leave it in the comment section. I'm just real curious. Thanks again for watching my videos. See you next time.